and welcome to Soul Symbols. My name is Shelley. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. To all of my subscribers and returning viewers, hello and welcome back. I did not post a weekly energy card reading last week, and I was taking a little bit of a break, and I just want to thank everyone for being patient with me as I took that time off. I'm going to go ahead and timestamp it, but I am going to give a reason. I'm going to just talk about the reason that I took a break a little bit at the beginning of the video. If you ever want to skip straight to your reading, please go to the timestamps in the description box. If you click on, pick a deck, that will take you directly to the card reading if you do not want to sit around for any of the preliminaries. But I just wanted to first talk about something about my absence last week. I did put up a video that just said that it was my birthday, and it was. Last week it was my birthday, so I did enjoy having a little bit of a break, having an actual vacation where I did not have to film or work. I got a chance to do what I wanted to do. But in addition to that, at the time I had planned on, the reason that I kind of put out an impromptu announcement video announcing that we were skipping a week is that I was actually in a very bad kind of energy last week when it was time to film your video. And I did not want to do the disservice of filming while I was in low vibrational energy. And it actually has to do a little bit with current events. What had happened is I had been noticing on social media and in the world, there's been a lot of conflict going on in the world. And what had happened was, I know how social media works. I know that I've stated before here on this channel that I feel like sometimes we don't get a chance to talk to people face to face anymore. Like, that doesn't exist. Everybody kind of hides behind our computer screens. We hide behind avatars. We don't really argue in a respectful way. And it's funny, I saw this meme that I thought was really interesting. I couldn't find it. I was going to post it on the video today, but I saw this meme that said, 3 things you need to remember when you speak to me. Do not speak to me like I'm your child. Do not speak to me like I'm stupid. And do not speak to me like I'm supposed to be afraid of you. And I really resonated with that because I just think those are 3 rules to keep in mind when you're talking to other people and when other people are talking to you, and it's called respect. It's called approaching a disagreement with mutual respect, agreeing to disagree, right? And it's funny, all of my friends, all of the people I consider my friends know that. They know that if I disagree about something, that I have a good reason for it. Also, I think all of us respect the fact that every person, every human being has different experiences in their life, and they are competent enough to make decisions for themselves or to have opinions based on their life experiences, right? And you need to be respectful of that. Now, social media is such a crazy world because, it's funny, this last week really opened my eyes because I had to do a purge on one of my social media accounts. It's one of my personal ones. And I had to go through, and what had happened was, first off, I'm sun sign Libra, and it is Libra in retrograde, Mercury in Libra retrograde, and I do think there's a lot going on about fairness or revisiting what's fair, and also it rules social media. Mercury rules social media, right? But I mean, when you have a social media account, you accumulate friends, right? And a lot of times you don't even remember, okay, how did I start following this person? Why did this person start following me? And what's been going on is that it's funny, there's been plenty of controversial things, going on in the world, and I never let it get to me, right? Like, if there's elections, if there's, big legal things going on in the world, I don't judge anybody for believing one thing or another. And I expect the same in return. But what it's been happening lately is there's been a kind of a hot button topic that's been going around the internet, and I'm a writer. I'm an English major and with a minor in ethics. And I follow quite a few fiction writers. And it's funny that I followed this one fiction writer, and I don't even really think I've bought a whole lot of her books. But, you know, and what you do is, especially when there's a kind of a hot topic thing going around the internet, you expect your friends to be safe haven, right? You know, the people you follow, you don't have to 100% agree on everything, but I get what they call that. I call it a flinch response, right? Where as I'm scrolling through a feed of somebody that I consider a friend, I don't expect to be punched, right? I don't expect to see something that I would find terribly offensive. And what happened was I was scrolling and I came across a published author that I followed. She posted something really inflammatory. And it was just one of those stupid memes, but it was political in nature, and it was citing in nature, and it happened to hit on a subject that I found personally sensitive right now. I feel like I've seen, you know, again, I'm an English major. I've read every ethics book known to man. I have read 1984. I have read Brave New World. I have read The Island of Dr. Moreau. I have read every single book that talks about social ethics there is. And I've read The Crucible. And what I'm seeing in the world is absolutely, it's not only low vibe, it's hateful. And what I saw in this woman's page was absolutely hateful. And the way that she was posting, she got a bunch of people to kind of gang up. And I was absolutely appalled. I was appalled. And of course I unfriended. The irony is that that was one of several accounts. I was really shocked. This woman writes books for a living. I follow other writers who do not, they post their dog, they post what they ate for dinner last night, like you do on social media, right? You know, and goodness knows, all of us kind of show our bloomers, you know, all of us say something out of whack. You know, we get on our soapbox on social media because that's what you do. You show your ass. You know, you have a moment where you show your ass. But it's funny, all of the other authors that I follow and I legitimately read their books, they've been nothing but positive. If they do post anything, it's be love, be understanding. Do not spread hate, spread love. This woman was spreading hate. And I will never buy one of her books ever, ever. I don't think I have purchased one of her books, but I won't now. And it turned out that one of the persons who were following her page also followed me personally, and I went ahead and I posted, I got angry. And it's funny, it takes me a lot to get angry. It takes so much for me to be angry. And again, I've read so much about ethics, and honestly, going off on someone isn't going to change anybody's view. Actually, they call it the backfire effect. It usually entrenches them worse. But I did go ahead and I posted on my personal page, nothing professional, nothing I do for cards or anything else, and I waited for the backlash. And I had 5 people unfollow me, and I hate to ever have to do that. It hurts my heart. But it also hurts my heart that we, as a country, as a planet, have gotten so heartless. And I needed to unplug. I was looking at nothing, you know, and doing my due diligence and staying home all the time and not going out. I'm scrolling through news stories. I'm living only off the social media platforms. And the universe very clearly was like, you need to unplug because you need to get away from this. And for 2 reasons. The hate got to an apex where people needed to say something. The other thing is that people don't hide behind an avatar, you know. Don't sit there and spew vitriol, you know. I don't like to do that. And it also made me very mindful of who I allow in my circle, and it's not because you have to 100% agree with what I believe, but you just can't. That kind of vibration that I was seeing was just hateful, and it hurt me. And so I did a purge of my social media accounts, and I just looked very closely. I'm like, okay, how did I meet this person? Are they high vibe, you know? And then I let everyone else go and sent them love and light, because that's all I can do. And honestly, that stupid woman You know, we polarize ourselves if we just listen to one another. If we just listen to one another, oh, the problems we could solve together. You know? But there's a lot of self-righteousness. There's also a lot of elitism right now. And it disgusts me, because that's not how humanity is supposed to be. But I was very, very upset, and I was in that energy, and I did not want to do your card reading in that energy. So I did. I unplugged, and it was interesting. I was throwing cards for myself, as I always do, and the universe kept pointing to listen to your angels, and it's amazing. I found myself drawn. I followed my Rice Krispies. I was drawn to the bookstore, and this is the same author of another deck, the Ancestors and Angels Guide, which is a lot more, that one has a lot. I love this artwork because it's very ethnically diverse, and it also, you know, it speaks of different backgrounds. But this deck is all angels. And this deck, it's still in a box. I need to make a bag. This is quickly, in the last week, I have been pulling my angel cards, and since we had a week off, I'm going to go ahead and use these angel cards for our reading today, because these have been a wonderful solace to me this week. Because again, I'm a very fair person, and the anger and the just me getting so reactive to the hate that I was seeing, it was disturbing to me. But this last week, I really appreciate the break. I not only got away from social media, I did my due diligence, I did comb through a lot of my friends lists. I looked at that closely. And it isn't, and again, it's not saying that we can't disagree. We can respectfully disagree. But again, those 3 rules. I would never talk to you like you were my child. I would never talk to you like you're stupid. I would never talk to you like you needed to be afraid of me. And I respect the same in return. The also thing is, it's good to put a face with an opinion. If I tell you I disagree, I tell you why, and I do not hide behind comments, because that is a cancel culture, guys, and that's one of the shadows of all this digital that we have. You know, digital media is wonderful when it's positive, because, you know, seeing your friends' babies' first steps and sharing in the positive is the benefit of social media. You know, tearing each other down or being, you know, self-entrenched with really inflammatory kind of conflicts and topics, especially when you're a public figure, I don't agree with that. But all right, again, we can skip past that. But we have 3 decks here. The first deck is the Linestrider Tarot by Siolo Thompson, and we have a beautiful moonstone with the dragonfly. The second deck is the White Sage Tarot by Theresa Hutch, and on top of it we have a beautiful swirl heart Shiva shell. The last deck is the Tarot of the Southwest Sacred Tribes, and on top of it we have a beautiful piece of petrified wood. And then, of course, we have the new deck, which I was very happy to share with you. I feel like this deck has been a lifeline for me in the last week. It has kept my vibration high, and it's been giving wonderful, like, higher angel. It is angel-based, but it's the Angel Guide Oracle by Kyle Gray. And on top of it, we have a beautiful, it's a fire agate, I believe. Yes. All right, but enough blabbing. I will let you go ahead and choose. If you need more time, please pause the video, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. I'm going to go ahead and again, I'm sorry for the long intro. Again, you can skip over it if you want. But, you know, that was where I was at. And granted, you know, it hasn't been a bad run. I mean, goodness knows, I've done these readings at least once a week for close to 2.5 years. So, you know, taking a break is not a bad thing. But I appreciate you guys being there for me and letting me take that time, because I needed it. Yeah. But okay, we have a beautiful opalite dragonfly, and I forgot to mention, as usual, it does not need to be the week of October 9th through the 16th in order for the messages to resonate. So just take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay, first one, 10 of Wands. Wow. Okay, middle of the week. Okay, end of the week, please. We got a flipper. Oh gosh, guys. Okay. Okay, please clarify the Five of Pentacles. Okay. And then just one for the 10. Thank you. Tower. All right. Emperor. Okay. All right, guys, and let's get your angel card. Okay, the angel card is the most important one here. What's our angel card? Divine timing. Oh my goodness, guys, we're getting strong Wheel of Fortune vibes here. Strong Wheel of Fortune vibes. All right, so I'm just seeing right off the cuff, beginning of the week, you are, first off, if you're watching this at the time it posts, and if you are in the United States, the Monday is a holiday. So your weekend might be a little bit longer if you're not working. If you're, goodness knows, we don't always get the holidays off. You know, it's a smaller one. It's not like a major holiday. So, but what we got is we got the 10 of Wands and we got the Tower. So what I'm really seeing here is that this could be, you have two major arcanas this week. I do think that maybe you might be working over the holiday, or you might be working a little overtime. The other thing that I get is I'm getting a strong sense as if something, this is the root of the energy. Maybe you might be working overtime because of something that happened. This could be related to world events. Maybe you're covering shifts for someone. Maybe you have to work longer hours because of something that's going on. Maybe there was some kind of sudden news or sudden change that you know is coming about. That's just, it's wearing you out. It's giving you a heavy burden to bear. One thing I am kind of noticing is I seen kind of stripes on the girl. You see how the sticks are tied to her with a stripe, and I always felt like that kind of looks like a tie, like a necktie. So this could be in the business world. Maybe you're working some late hours. Maybe it's a holiday weekend, but really you have to work late hours because of something that's going on, or you know, maybe business is kind of fluctuating. There might have been something that really kind of struck over the weekend. You know how it is, like if you do work in kind of more of a business environment, you know, if you work, like just as an example, maybe you work as a stockbroker and all of a sudden the stock market has something dramatic happens and the stock market's affected. You know, then you're putting in late hours at the office. You just feel like change is happening, right? The other thing I do get is that this feels kind of like, it feels, the Tower is about a foundation that's crumbling, right? So the other thing that I kind of get is that it can be you trying to hold stuff together when you know, faulty foundations are crumbling, right? So beginning of the week, you guys are going to be working really hard. Now this is a 10, so you know, and actually the Wheel of Fortune is a 10 as well. I do think that whatever's happening, it is kind of a conclusion of a cycle or something. This Tower event is nothing unexpected. It's already occurred, and you're dealing with the fallout of it. The other thing I get is like it's like it's done, right? Like a 10, you know, a 10 is the conclusion of a cycle. It's like, okay, boom, lightning has struck. It's already happened. We're just dealing with the fallout, right? I feel like you're dealing with the fallout of something. Now, middle of the week, you got the Wheel of Fortune, and gosh, guys, this is such a positive card. It just, what I'm seeing here is that things will get better. Things will get better. You might not be feeling it right now, but the wheel is turning in your favor. And actually later when we get into your angel cards, look at that, guys. I feel like your angels are around you. And I love this. This looks like a real kind of Native American kind of, you know, One other thing that I'm kind of seeing here, guys, just to throw it out there, is that I'm seeing like a lot of loose kind of blouses. The other thing I'm also seeing is I'm seeing what looks kind of like, you see how this jacket looks kind of loose, and then this looks kind of loose too. You might have a tattoo. Someone might have a tattoo on their shoulder. But what I'm seeing, the other thing, I'm seeing quite a few flowers. You see how I'm really drawn to the flowers in both the Wheel of Fortune and here. The other thing that I get here is that maybe flowers are a sign. You know, flowers are a sign that you know, that things are the moment that you start feeling really low, you might see flowers. You might not, this might not even be, you know, it's, you know what I'm getting is, I'm not even sure if it's like a gift if someone gives you flowers. And it's funny, the way these leaves are, they don't look like, you know, like a FTD arrangement. Like, I don't think anybody's sending you flowers. Maybe, you know what I'm almost getting? What if somebody kind of picks flowers, like from the garden, or you pick your flowers from your garden? Maybe you come home after a long day and it's like, okay, those look pretty. And, you know, again, if you're watching this at the time it posts, we're going into the fall season. So the fall season, really, you know, we're probably, before it gets too cold, you probably have to go ahead and harvest, you know, pick the blooms now, right? But maybe that's also what it's telling you, is that the seasons are changing. Because that's the other thing, is that we're going into, we're leaving, well, we're in Libra season. So the next season we'll be going into, maybe that's a sign, guys. Maybe things will start to get better by the end of October, like once we get closer to the start of Scorpio. But I think the wheel is turning in your favor, but it's almost like you got to stick it out. Like the universe is like saying, hang in there. That's what I'm getting. Hang in there, right? Just hang in there. Things will get better. The wheel is turning, but it's got to come in divine timing. Now, by the end of the week, we've got the Five of Pentacles, and I kind of read this one of two ways. I feel like you probably feel like you're out in the cold a little bit. I do feel like you might be feeling a little. I get the sense that you're feeling both physically tired. Like, I do think that this is like a physical exhaustion, but I do also think that you're worried about money too. One other way that I can kind of read this is that this is the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So this can be where you might feel like you've been put out in the cold by a Queen of Pentacles and a Knight of Cups. Like, I do kind of, you know what I almost get is, I almost get like a mother and son kind of vibe here. Maybe you feel like, maybe you feel a little ostracized by someone who has money, like a financially steady person. And one way I can read this, and this might not be for everyone, so just please take it as it resonates. You might feel like you're working really hard, but you're not getting any financial support from someone. But that person who could give you, you know, could help you out, she's choosing to help the Knight of Cups instead. And the Knight of Cups can be like a young adult, it can be like a teenager, but Pentacles is earth and Cups is water, and that's a very compatible, like that they feed each other, you know, elemental and element wise. And you know what I'm almost getting is that, you know, this is weird, guys. It's almost like you could really use some financial help, but the person, the woman who can help you out financially is giving money to this other person because he's more emotionally charming. Like you're in real dire straits and you could use the money, but the person, it's, you know what I'm also getting is maybe you're really down and out, but you don't like to ask. Like even if you're eating, you know, if you've got no food in the house, you will not ask for help. But this other person is kind of more charismatic, and it's just like they probably don't need the money as much as you do, but they're kind of sweet talking this lady, and this lady's like, oh, okay, here you go, honey. But you're not really asking, or this person is not really giving you that. Now, one other way that I can see this, one other way I can read that is maybe you're the mom. Like normally you have enough money, and you might have like an older child who's the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups, you're giving the money to them, and it's making you feel, you know how there's a lot of parents that are like, well, my child needs the money more than I do, so you'll go without in order to make sure that they're taken care of financially. So, you know, and this could be for any reason. The other thing I get is that the Knight of Cups really he goes on journeys, he goes on heartfelt journeys. So maybe, maybe you are, I just get the feeling like you're feeling really kind of, you need to fill your bucket, right? I feel like you're going to be feeling both physically tired and financially, you know, low on cash. But it's almost like, you know, maybe you're it's like that your 20-something-year-old is a filmmaker in school, and he's like, but mom, you know, I'm working on this new film and I need just a little bit more money so I can, and you're tired, you don't have a whole lot of money, but you'll be the Queen of Pentacles for them. You'll give them your last dollar to make sure that they can do that thing that really makes their heart sing, right? Now, the last way that I can see this, the last way I can kind of read this, and this is kind of prevalent, is maybe you know your worth. You know your worth, and you know what you're doing is for the right reasons. Like, it's a journey, it's a quest. You're following your heart, even if it leads you to a place where you could be left out in the cold or persecuted, like really, like ostracized. And you might be feeling a little ostracized by the end of the week, but you know your value, and you know that you're doing it for the right reasons. Because the other thing is, the Knight is not a mature energy, but he follows his heart. He knows he's doing something for the right reason. But I definitely think the wheel is turning in your favor. But you know, I'm hearing the Colbie Calliat song "Hold On." I'm hearing and it, you know, talks about holding on, and it's more of a love song, but I'm seeing this more in just like a circumstantial kind of meaning context. So let's go ahead and read your angel. You got divine timing, and gosh, this looks like the Wheel of Fortune. Your message: life is always unfolding in the perfect time, space, sequence. So angel wisdom is encouraging to move into a state of trust, knowing that good things are always unfolding for you. You may find yourself feeling impatient and unsettled, but instead of letting your ego and imagination pull you into a downward spiral, trust that your prayers are being answered and your plans are coming to fruition in a way that is meeting your needs rather than your wants. You may feel that your prayers aren't being answered or that your hopes aren't being realized, but you must know that the universe and your angels are always working towards the highest good and the outcome that will best serve you. When this card appears, trust in the process. Here we go, guys. Again, I really think that might be you. If this doesn't involve a child, this is your energy. Trust in the process. You're going to be going on a journey here, guys. You're going to be going on a journey, and you might have a few moments where, you know, I've always said this, in every epic book, there's always a point where you want to kind of give up. You know, like, what was it in The Hobbit? You know, when he's climbing that mountain, you know, in the snow, and he's hungry and he's tired and he has to sit down because he can't go any further. You know that the journey is for the right reasons. Just, you know, just know that the universe, and it even said it, that it's going to give you what you need. It might not be what you want, but it's going to give you what you need, and it's going to be the right answer, but it's going to be like trusting your gut, trusting the journey of it, and also knowing your own worth. That's the other thing. But wow, guys, oh my goodness, that's a good week. That's a really good week. I always love the dragonfly. That's always so positive. And wow, look how beautiful that looks on top there. Here, actually, let's turn it around. Look at that. That's so pretty. Wow. All right, so deck number 2, we got the White Sage Tarot by Theresa Hutch. And what is our energy for the week? Okay, beginning of the week. Wheel of Fortune again. Holy Toledo. Middle of the week, please. Okay. End of the week. Okay, we have a lot of 6s here, guys. Ace of Wands. Wow. Oh my goodness. There's a choice. There's a choice. All right, so let's go ahead and get your angel card. I love these angel cards. Transformation, strength and guidance. Okay. All right, guys. So I think the Wheel of Fortune. You got 3 majors in this week. I think some big events are occurring for everyone right now. But the Wheel of Fortune is definitely going to be our common denominator card this week. It's going to be no joke. But beginning of the week, you got the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune talks about, divine timing. It also talks about life cycles. And I really get life cycles with this because this in Egyptian symbolism talks about life after death. So it also talks about, it does talk a little bit about reincarnation. You don't have to believe in that. But what I see here is that this is like a life cycle. And every phase of learning, because think about it, you are not the same person that you were when you were in the 3rd grade, right? You're not the same person. You've gone through plenty of really tough lessons and real experiences that have developed you, right? That they put you through tough times in order to develop you. And what I see here is over the weekend and the beginning of the week, you're really feeling that. One other thing that I can kind of get from this is if you are watching this at the time the video posts and you reside in the United States, the Monday is a federal holiday, so maybe you have kind of a long weekend. And you might be spending the weekend really reflecting on how far you've come, right? It's almost like I get a real spiritual, first off, I do get a spiritual energy from this pile, because you got the Hierophant in the mix too. I think you feel the 5D very strongly, right? Like what's going on in the the world that you can see and smell and touch is one phase of existence, but I think you really do sense what goes on below the surface. Like I think you see the bigger patterns of life. You know how far you've come. And something about over the weekend, I really get the sense like you feel the wheel turning. Excuse me, I'm gonna cough. You feel the wheel turning, and you know that it's almost like something is stirring, right? Something good is coming. And that's the other thing is transformation too. Like transformation really reminds me of Phoenix energy, and you know how we talked about like life after death? The other thing I'm getting is there's a lot of swirls, guys. Okay, we'll get to that. There's a lot of swirls here, but I think this week I think you are going to see some change going on this week, but it's almost like over the weekend you can just kind of feel the wheel of fortune turning. Like I get the sense like you're going to be relaxing over the weekend and into the Monday if you don't have to work the holiday, but you're going to be relaxing, but it's almost like you can sense something's coming, right? The other thing is that maybe, I do also get the sense like you really unplugged. Like after this weekend, you're very calm. Like maybe you haven't been thinking about work. You've been taking it real easy. If you have a family, it's been a real chill weekend. I think that you're really just. I'm hearing in the flow, like you're in the groove, like you can sense, like you could just kind of feel the undercurrents of something about to happen, and you're not afraid, but I just feel like it's very calm. It's almost meditative, guys. It's like really calm energy, like you're ready for the wheel to turn. And the other thing I get is that I think that you're staying real in a positive vibe. I think you're like, okay, if things need to change, bring it on. I'm ready. Whatever comes, I'm ready, is the feeling at the beginning of the week. Now, by the middle of the week, and this can be like kind of Tuesday moving forward, this is interesting, guys, is that the Hierophant can talk about like the status quo. It can also talk about spiritual leadership. And what's interesting here, guys, is that we got the Three of Swords and we got the Six of Wands. I am just going to go ahead and get one more card because this can be a decision. It can be something, because the key is about like unlocking something, about something coming to light. But the deer is real innocent here. This is interesting. This is a different kind of symbolism because this is a baby deer. This is a fawn. And what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing Three of Swords, which is a third party interference, and it's mostly verbal, right? It's there's some kind of third party interference that's separating or causing pain. And then there's victory with it. And there are chakras involved with this. This is the orange chakra, which is it's not root, it's sacral. I think it's the womb. And that's the other thing, that's the womb. I want to know who this victory is. Okay, so what this victory, what does it mean for my pile twos? Please clarify. What does this mean for my pile? Nine of Cups. The victory is yours. The victory is yours. These are the two happiest. This is a wish coming true, guys. Wish fulfillment. Wish fulfillment. You know what? I think there was something that was trying to separate you, or something that was causing pain, and it's like a third party thing. But in the middle of the week, it's gonna be revealed. I really get the feeling you're the fawn, guys. You're the fawn. There's gonna be some kind of spiritual protection. There's some kind of spiritual protection going on here, guys. You're going to be victorious. You're going to have a wish fulfillment. Something's going to block. There's going to be some kind of third party separation, and that is going to be, you're going to get victory over that. Victory over that, and it's going to be a wish fulfillment. It's going to be a wish fulfillment. Now, just one other thing. I mean, the Hierophant is a wonderful card. It talks about learning. It talks about, it's also about ethical leadership. I'm just going to get one more card. Okay, this, because the Nine of Cups can be a smug card, but that's usually when it's in the reverse. Okay, please just clarify this. Knight of Wands. King of Wands, Temperance. Someone is going to be taking action, and that action is going to protect you from some kind of third-party influence. Something's going to be revealed, though, and it's going to be the wise. It's going to be the right path. It's going to be the right thing to do, and it's going to be protective. I'm sorry. I hope this makes sense, guys. I'm hearing myself, and I don't even understand it. I do. It's hard to explain. The Hierophant is like the priest, right? He's like the spiritual leader. He also rules the status quo, doing the right thing for the right reasons. Here you see this little doe who's sleeping, right? He's not. This is a baby, you know. This is a baby. It cannot protect itself. But there's a key here. It's like, it's almost going to be like, I'm seeing innocence protected. Innocence protected, and it's going to be a wish fulfillment, and it's going to be a victory. This victory, this is going to, it's going to conquer some kind of third-party painful experience, some kind of separation. Just one other way I can read it, this could be a person. This could be somebody who's breaking away from a third party. The other thing I get is this could be someone who's standing up, who's taking action, because the King of Wands wanted to come out too. Someone is taking the Sun. Oh my gosh. And the beetle is another sign of reincarnation, life after death. All of this talks about this is going to be a very happy outcome, guys. Something very, very blessed is going to happen in the middle of the week. It's going to be illuminating. It's going to be like everything's going to come to light. And you're going to be so happy. You're going to be so happy. I think someone's going to do the right thing for the right reasons. And it's going to protect the innocent. It's going to cause a wish fulfillment and victory over something that was painful. But someone is taking action. Someone is daring. Someone is taking bold action. This could be you. I mean, it might be you taking bold action. Ace of Swords. I'm getting illumination, illumination, illumination. A key. That's in Lenormand. The key is unlocking a secret. The truth coming forward. The sun illuminates. A truth is going to come out. And you know what I keep hearing? You can sleep sound. You can sleep sound. You're protected. The other thing I get is that there's something ethical about this. Some ethics is going to be revealed. And you know, it's funny, I went on that whole lament in the beginning because I've said in the beginning of the video, I've read all of the ethics books. I've read Lord of the Flies. I've read The Crucible. I've read every single, The Island of Dr. Moreau. I see innocence protected here. I also see that, I keep getting doing the right thing for the right reasons. Oh my God, I don't know where that's coming from. And transformation. But look at how much light is in this, guys. This is positive. You do have the Three of Swords, but I'm seeing that as like a third-party influence, and they're not going to win. I don't think this third-party influence is going to win. So, sorry, I know I'm pulling a million cards. Eight of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Wands is sudden movement. Eight of Pentacles is 7, 8. It's not 9. Hold on, I'm sorry. Hard work. You know what? People are going to be working overtime to give you this wow. Things are going to be moving fast and people are going to be working hard, but something's going to be revealed. And I think you're going to be very happy for it. Action will be taken. But by the end of the week, you got the Six of Cups. And then underneath it, you got the Emperor, you got the Eight of Cups, and underneath that, you got the Ace of Wands. I'm seeing a lot of the same theme here, guys. There is a new start. There's a new energy. There's some kind of brand new, there's breaking ground of something. And you have a leader. This is a leader. This is like the Emperor is like a CEO, right? Like he's the leader. This could be a father figure, but I am definitely I'm getting a lot more business from this. You're going to have some kind of leader who's going to be walking away from something that was previously established. It could be a belief system, or it could be somebody, you know, you see how these cups are being all stacked up and then one is falling over, right? It just, this Emperor is abandoning, he's walking away from something, a previously established stance. And I think it might have been a belief. I think someone's walking away from something, because cups are about emotional investment, okay? Like maybe I was real emotionally invested in this idea and it's just no longer working. It's not a good idea. So this Emperor, this is going to be a new, and this is going to be like, I'm seeing the Six of Wands over here and the Ace of Wands here. I'm seeing like this is actual action, and this leader, you know, this Emperor walking away from something that was previously invested in. And then the top of it, we have the Six of Cups. So let me just see the Emperor for, okay, just, I mean, I want to make sure the Emperor energy is not yours. The Lovers, oh my God. Five of Swords. I am really getting, guys, that the Emperor can be your divine counterpart. And this person might be, if this is a more love related, you might have someone who is walking away from another kind of involvement to come your direction. And this person is like your counterpart. They know you're the one for them. Now, one other way I can read it is the Lovers doesn't always have to be romantic. It can be like a very, very deep choice, because in the traditional Lovers, it's the angel over Adam and Eve. You know, it's like it is a little bit of a judgment call. So, and with the Three of Pentacles being here, this can be communication in a business sense. Someone might have been making an ethical choice, you know, and walking away from an old belief system in order to reconcile, to come back to you. So this can be work related. But if this is love related, I think somebody is walking away from something else because they know that you are you're their counterpart. There's a reconciliation here, guys. There's a reconciliation. The other thing that I get is that by the end of the week, the crazy thing about this is that first off, in the middle of the week, whoever this Knight of Wands person is, this person is coming under fire for taking this action, because we've got the Five of Swords here. One other thing that I kind of get is that this person, and this could be your energy, but somebody is kind of, you see how the one sword is cutting up all of the yellow, you know, flags there. One person might be coming under fire, because the Five of Swords is really about winners and losers, right? One person kind of is like, you know, well, we need to do this, you know, and there's nothing you can say about it. All you can do is walk away because that person has quote unquote won. But here I also see it as being kind of like a little bit of it is a little bit of my way or the highway is what I'm kind of feeling with this. Like, this is how we're going to do it. This is what needs to be done. And you might have someone who's kind of bucking that. Someone who might be like, okay, you know, fine. in the middle of the week, whatever this revelation is, you might have somebody who's kind of on your side, but that person, by coming to your defense, they're taking a bold risk. And honestly, I'm hearing I don't give a fuck. Like they're doing what they know to be right, even though it could get them into hot water. It could get them, facing, censure for it. And then by the end of the week, one thing that I kind of get from this is that you might have like someone that you consider to be like a divine counterpart, like a masculine figure that you really love, who's going to come back towards you. What's interesting about this is that there's such deep connection underneath the surface, but I feel like they're going to approach you in kind of like, almost like they're going to find some kind of domestic way to talk to you. I know that sounds kind of funny, like maybe there's someone that you were really interested in and then they walked away and now they're coming back towards you. They're taking action to come back towards you, but it's almost like they don't know how to start conversation with you. It's almost like they have to say, oh, so how's the weather? Or, I sent you that email. Did you reply? It's like they're starting this way, even though underneath all of that small talk is the lovers, right? But if this is work-related, this can be, this can be a boss or like a father figure or someone that you really respect who's making the right choice, that walking away from a previous kind of belief or commitment in order to come back your way. And it's a start of an action, The other thing I really see with this is that there's some heavy choices here, guys. There's a lot of really higher level, I'm going to do this because it's the right thing to do. One other way that I can kind of see this too is that the Emperor energy could be your energy. Like you might be taking control and saying, okay, moving forward, I'm starting with what I choose to do. I'm making the choice. The other thing I get is that there's cooperation with people. There's cooperation with people. And the Six of Cups really talk about, like, again, there's this element of innocence, guys. Like, there's this element of visiting, the Six of Cups is really about, like, connecting with someone that you've known for a long time. One other way I can kind of read this is if this is work-related. A boss might be, maybe you've worked with someone, how, sorry for the background noise, it's gonna get loud, hold on. Okay, dude, bye. You know how sometimes in workplaces you might have known somebody for a long time, like, maybe if you worked, like, I'll just use this as an example. Maybe you work at a movie theater and both of you started off in concession and then one person goes on to become the manager of the whole theater and you're still in projection or something. This person remembers back when you were both, they remember when you were side by side, and this person might be making the right choice based on that. I feel like it's like going back to, again, I'm feeling like, okay, doing the right thing for the right reason. Like, this person knows you. Like, they know you on, like, as a friend, not just like a coworker or an employee. That's what I'm seeing here. Like, you're making really big choices as to what to invest in emotionally, and what the moral choice is. Now, and again, this could be your energy. I really get the feeling like it's someone else, either a boss or a masculine counterpart. And honestly, guys, if this is romantic, someone is leaving, like, the Three of Swords and the Five of Swords, someone's leaving kind of like a toxic, attachment and coming your direction. And it's almost like they knew that they had walked away from you in the past, and it's like they're wiser now. But they are going to come in under this kind of guise. Again, all this emotion is underneath the surface, but it's going to be like, hey, did you get my email? You know, that's the icebreaker, right? And then it's going to be this beautiful reconciliation. If this is work related, it's going to be, there's going to be like a victory here. I am a little worried about these swords. I'm sorry, I hate to keep going back to it. I'm just like, but I asked the question, what does this mean for pile 2? And I was like looking at the dough, like at the fawn, as if that's you, pile 2. And that's when we got the 9 of Cups. And the Sun. The High Priestess, yeah. Okay. Can these swords hurt my pile 2? Are these swords going to come out my pile 2? 7 of Cups. There's just a lot of choices. It seems a little foggy right now, but just know it's going to be okay. Strength, yeah. 9 of Wands, yeah. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Things will be illuminated. Things will be illuminated. The other thing is, let's go ahead and read your oracle card, because these cards are wonderful. Again, these cards have gotten me through the last week. I've been trying to stay high vibe, and I've been pulled down by all the stuff that I've been seeing in the news, and it's like this really helped me, you know, feel better. So transformation, you are ready to move beyond energies or situations that are no longer helpful to you, and to make space in your life for something more purposeful. You may feel a real need for clearing out at this time, not just physically but mentally and spiritually too. As you remove the clutter and debris from your world, you welcome in energy of transformation. Like a butterfly emerging from its cocoon, you are ready to move beyond the previous limitations of your life. You are moving away from stagnancy or the feeling of being held back, and are taking the heavy energies of your life and making them light, so that you can fully embrace who you were born to be. But you know, this is a little bit of a 50-50 split, guys. It's either going to go one way or another. Either an announcement comes out that makes you the victory, the winner, but you still feel really battle worn, you know, like you're fearful. But the Sun, my goodness, guys, you got the 9 of Cups and you got the Sun. I really think something's going to be illuminated. And again, that little fawn, she can sleep soundly at night. She can sleep at night, right? Things will be revealed. Even if things do not go your way, I feel like I keep hearing the only way out is through. And just know that this is going to, even if it looks like you're not going to get what, even if you have to walk away from something, just know that everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. But I swear, guys, you got like the 3 victory cards. I really don't think that you're going to have a bad middle of your week. Now, you did get the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Swords, but that's almost like, you know what, that's almost like defeat of, that can be the defeat of what was coming at you. That can totally, you know, third party interference. That was painful. But yeah, guys, the other thing that I also get is that even if this isn't romantic, the Lovers and the 3 of Pentacles, I think that you'll be shown a lot of support by people around you. You know, possibly coworkers. You know, but you are going to feel like at home. I think, again, I'm getting a strong, I'm getting such a strong vibe that 6 of Cups is like being around people of your own element, like not like that, you know, like being around people who understand you, people who know you. Like, you and I were cashiers together. We are the same, right? That's the other thing I'm getting. We are the same. No one is judging you, you know, no one is judging you. I honestly think, I do get a strong sense, like I feel like somebody in a position of power is going to be walking away from some kind of a stance that they made, you know, because Cups are about you know how you know how when you really believe in something, you know, you put a lot of emotion into it, but you know, sometimes after a while you just abandon that. Like you say, okay, I used to feel that way, or I used to think that way. I don't anymore, right? But that's definitely let it go. It is talking a lot about, like, you know, anything that's, and believe me, I know it's harder. It's so hard to do. Again, this last week I've been trying to not worry, to not think about anything, to not let the energy bring me down. But all right, guys, so let's go ahead and do a quick shuffle. Deck number 3, the Tarot of the Southwest Sacred Tribes. And this is such a beautiful stone. This is actually a piece of petrified wood. I know the light isn't doing it justice, but it's really, really pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get beginning of the week, please. Got 4 of Wands, Swords. Okay, end of the week. I'm sorry, middle of the week. Middle of the week, please. Please clarify. Okay, end of the week, please. Wow, guys, I'm getting something really clear here. King of Coins. Okay, we're going to take that. I'm getting a really clear story. We got 2 kind of areas of your life here, guys. We've got kind of like, and I feel like it's similar. It's not like just family and work, or, you know, I get the feeling like it's like 2 parts of your life right now. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Let's get your angel card and then we'll get into it. Okay. And everything's still turned on. I'm sorry, it's been a week. I'm afraid. Like, I can forget how to film a video in 1 week. That wouldn't happen. It would probably be like a good 3 months for me to forget that. But healing energy. Beautiful, guys. Again, I love this deck. This deck is definitely getting its own bag. You know, I even ordered some like pretty material. But all right, guys, so beginning of the week, this is interesting. These 2 came out together, but you've got the 4 of Wands, and then underneath it you got the 6 of Swords. So the 6 of Swords is always such a beautiful energy. If you ever get a chance, if you ever want to elaborate on any of the cards, I have a series called the How to Tarot, and I was really proud of the 6 of Swords episode, because the 6 of Swords is such an interesting energy. I always kind of feel like, you know how if you go to a bed and breakfast, or not even bed and breakfast, you know how when you, I always say, and I've been on vacation this last week, so I get it. When you go on vacation and you forget what day it is, or when you actually get a day off that you actually relax, like you forget what time it is, it's like there's, the 6 of Swords is like that perfectly neutral energy. Like, one other way that we do relate it, and I know this is going to sound funny, but like for instance, I love coffee. I love coffee, and my thing is sometimes coffee, especially certain types of it, has way too much caffeine. And I get into periods of time where I start having more than 1 cup a day, and then I start getting headaches, I get jittery, I get irritable, and I'm like, okay, I have overdone it on the caffeine. I need to detox from the caffeine, right? And you know how when you do that, when you decompress, when you detox, when you go on vacation, when you forget what time it is, when you get to that point, you know, where you're not craving a cup of coffee, and you're just in the moment, right? Everything is peaceful, everything is calm. There's no highs, there's no lows, there's no headaches, there's no feeling, you know, giddy. It's just that mellow middle ground. That is the 6 of Swords energy. You know, when you're in that space where time stands still. You don't know what time it is. It doesn't matter what time it is. You don't have any place to be. You don't have any place to go. Your body feels good. You know, your body doesn't feel addicted to anything. Your body doesn't feel too up, too down, too tired, too awake. You're just, it's a nice, quiet, neutral. It's almost like being in a room with no sound. Like it's that peace. That's the Six of Swords energy. And the crown of it is the Four of Wands, which is, the Four of Wands is like an accomplishment. It's like a plateau. Just like when you go to high school, when you graduate high school, you graduate. You've reached that point, right? You've climbed, you've climbed that, you've I hope I'm making sense. This is, again, I've been off a week, so now I'm like, okay, no, I don't even make sense. But it's like, it's like reaching a certain point. Like maybe you have a job and you're like, oh, okay, I'm an assistant manager and my next goal is to become a manager. Then you get that managerial job. And then when you get that job, and you see there's two little envelopes here, which I really kind of associate with like emails or notifications, right? It's like, oh, congratulations, you got the managerial job. There's nothing that you have to do right now except enjoy it, right? And that's what I kind of get over the weekend. Like you're at a good stopping point. And I also get the feeling like you might have just accomplished something. Now, for a few of you, this could be like the purchase of a new house, or maybe you just moved, or if you just got married. This can be a sign that you're in that kind of peaceful point where, you've sent out all the thank you notes, you've the house is in, it's almost like, oh, okay, the house is unpacked, everything's good, I can just sit back on Sunday night and watch my favorite TV show because there's nothing to do. But you're leaning back and enjoying that plateau, right? You're enjoying, okay, this is where I'm at. You don't have to rush to do anything. You can just kind of settle in. That's what I'm kind of getting, like you're settled in. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a work achievement or a school achievement. This can also pertain to, situations like separations, and I hate to say it that way, but that really plays into the Six of Swords too. Like, maybe, you and your ex-husband or ex-wife decided to split up, but you were living together, and it's like, okay, that's, you finally separated, you finally get your own places, and then it's like that quiet, okay, we're slowly moving the right direction now. We're no longer living together. I don't have to talk to this person today if I don't want to. We're in a good plateau place, right? We've reached a right threshold. The other thing is with those messages that the only communication that you might have to have with that source is via text, and it doesn't disturb your peace, right? And I hate to say it like that, but again, it's like reaching a threshold, like a certain milestone in a situation. And it's peaceful, it's quiet, there's no conflict. It's like, okay, again, the house is unpacked, I moved, yay me, self high five, all I can do is just chill. And there's kind of a slow and steady feel to it too. There's no rush, there's no hustle, no bustle. If you do have to talk to someone or communicate with someone, again, it can be like a one-time text. Okay, hey, I've got your stuff in a box, come pick it up when you have a chance. Or, I need to go pick up the mailbox key. Okay, I'll do that when I have a minute. No worries. It's like that peace. Now, with this red thread, this could be a purchase of a new house or a wedding. Again, it can be like a milestone of that. But again, I feel like you're past the hustle and bustle part. Like you can actually use the weekend to kind of settle in, is what I'm getting. Now, one thing that I am kind of getting from this is I do get the sense like this might be a little bit of, I'm seeing a lot of bridge energy here, guys. because I'm seeing 2 wands here and 2 wands here, and a little bit of a mountain in between. So this could completely be, because remember how I said that it seems like you have 2 worlds? Maybe you have amicably, peacefully split from someone, and maybe you have a new girlfriend or a new boyfriend, or, assign the roles the genders as they resonate. But and you're just trying to move, like, okay, you're what's done is done. You're just trying to kind of move over into your new life. Again, it doesn't have to be relationship related. Maybe you've moved out of your parents' house and you have your own place and you're finally separated. And so now, again, you kind of have these 2 roles. It's like, okay, the energy I get towards the person that I'm, moving away from peacefully, and then this other area that you kind of want to move towards. And that can be for yourself or a new relationship or a new job But over the weekend, it's very peaceful. I actually get a sense, like, again, yeah, like you're just settled in. Like, I also get like a home vibe, like feeling peaceful at home. But by by Tuesday, by the middle of the week, we've got the 2 of Pentacles and we've got the 5 of Cups. And what's interesting here is, like, again, you see like 3 cups turned over and 2 waiting, and then you see 1 pentacle on the ground and 1 in his hand. I do get the sense, like, I feel like there might be a little bit of juggling going on. Like, you're looking, you don't have time to turn around. You don't have time to turn around and go for the other 2 cups yet. It's almost like you still have to dedicate energy. I'm also getting you still have to dedicate money to what has been lost. Like, again, I'm getting, the other thing that I'm seeing here is that in these 2 cards, you do see buildings in the background. And in traditional tarot, that really talks about organizations. This could be work related. Maybe you took a promotion and you're leaving one position in order to go to another. But it's almost like you still have to put in work for the, and it does feel a little bit sad to you. I feel like, maybe you feel like you're walking away from something. Honestly, the 5 of Cups, though, really does feel like a missed opportunity, or it kind of feels to me more like a job that you might have up and quit, or just like kind of walked away from, where you're leaving spilled cups. Maybe people feel like, okay, you didn't, I'm not saying you didn't finish what you committed to do, but it always feels that way, right? It always feels a little bittersweet. Maybe you did everything that was expected of you, but you still, maybe people are sad, like, hey, why do you got to go? And you're like, well, I need to go to this better opportunity. That's what I have to do. That's what's best for me, right? And it can work that way in relationships too. Well, the other person might be sad that, again, it's never pleasant to break up or split up, or sometimes it can even just be leaving a living arrangement. That would be really kind of sad to me. It's time. It's, again, four of Wands. It's you've graduated. You've outgrown that living situation. But it still might be a little bit sad. It might make you kind of grieve a little bit. The other thing I do get is that I get the sense like you do still, like you have some leftover, you still have to juggle a little bit. By the middle of the week, it's almost like you can't turn around and face the new situation yet, because there's still, I am almost getting like, I'm hearing like someone's still calling your attention to this old situation. The other person might be crying a little bit, and I'm sorry to say that, guys. Again, I feel like you're trying to make this a smooth transition, but someone might be kind of sad, and it's like you can't turn around, and so you got to juggle it. You have to juggle it. The other thing is, I get that you might have some kind of financial stake in this. There might be something financially that's still tugging on you. But I do sense like you want to go ahead and I do feel like you would like to get started. It's just by the middle of the week you're still preoccupied with what you're leaving in the past. But it's interesting, over the weekend you're not too worried. You're in a very calm, peaceful place. It seems like it does almost seem kind of work related, because it doesn't crop back up again until the middle of the week or when you would be back at work. Now by the end of the week, this is interesting. We've got the Nine of Swords, and underneath of it we got the Six of Cups and the Five of Wands. And the Six of Cups is really a beautiful energy. And underneath of it, we got the King of Coins. This is what I'm talking about, guys. You see the parallels here? Like, beginning of the week, and we have 2 wands and 2 wands. I do get the feeling like you have, I hate to say it this way, guys, it's almost like you got 2 lives. You got 2 lives. You got one that you really want to go to. One feels like home to you. And it's like, again, it's the 2 cups that are standing. It's the reconciliation that you want. It's the coin that's on the ground that you want to pick up. But I do feel like you have some kind of financial entrenchment or obligation to this previous commitment. You also have emotional ties to it. One other way I can kind of read this too is that maybe this can be friendships or something that you've known since you were young, and it's causing conflict. Like you see how all these people are sitting at the top of the steps and with their back turned, and the Five of Wands is like it's the Five of Wands is like quiet conflict, but it is almost like the friend conflict. You might be, by the end of the week, you might have something going on with your friend group, or someone that you've known since you were young. This can be romantic. It can be the romantic partner that you're dealing with. They might be holding on, or they might be a little pissed at you. And the other thing I kind of get is that with the Six of Cups, it's almost like, you know, the King of Coins is a reliable man. He's like a father figure. He's also the provider. So here I think you might be feeling like you're either really worried about some kind of conflict that's occurring with someone who is that role in your life, like a male figure who really provides financially, could be the father of your child. You could have known him since you were really young, and it's almost like you're bickering, like you're fighting. And it's funny, the other thing I get is that you really know how to push each other's buttons. Like, one other thing I get with the Six of Cups is, you know how when you've known somebody for a long time, you know how to guilt trip them. Like, you know, I never intentionally do it, but you know, my mom, I know how, if I wanted my mom to do something, I know exactly what I could say to get her to do it. You know, it's like, come on, she's my mom, right? I know where the heartstrings are. I would never intentionally do it to her, ever. I would never, ever coerce, like, contortion my mom to do that. Same thing with my sister, too. You know, same thing, you know. We know how to manipulate our friends, right? Like if your friend was like, hey, let's go to a movie Friday night. Well, no, I'm busy. And you're like, what? You don't want to go see the movie? You know, Precious Moments Eyes. You know, like, you would know how to guilt trip someone. That's what I'm almost kind of getting here, is that either someone is making you feel guilty, and, you know, for not giving them money, or not, you know, not being for them financially. But the other thing is you know that they're doing it. You know, it's like, okay, come on now, we know each other, you know. And it feels like petty drama. The other thing I do get is, anytime I get this card, especially this card, I do also feel like there's kind of cliques involved. And one thing I am noticing is that all of these folks kind of have Princess Leia buns, so I get like a feminine kind of vibe, and then this side is the woman. So, and these people are behind her. So this could be like a little bit of a cliquey thing. Maybe someone is, they might be getting family involved, or their friend group involved, where, you know, it's kind of pick a little, talk a little. But the other thing I kind of get is that you're worried that people are talking about you, and you know that this person knows how, that, like, that's one way that can get that's one way that can kind of manipulate you, you know, like, I know that sounds funny. You know how when, if say for instance, you really care what people think about you, and you know you've got some kind of financial investment with someone, and you're like, look, I can't continue to give money to this. I'm walking away. I'm sorry. And then that person knows the way to push your buttons is, hey, let me my clique, my friend group, and be like, well, so and so did this, da 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 da, and it has you all worried. It has you. I think you're afraid how people are going to be talking about you. The other thing that I kind of get is that one other way I can kind of read this is that maybe you have kind of two worlds. You might have one world that's a little conflicted right now, and it's petty drama. And then you have another world that you really want to retreat into that feels like home, like you feel understood, but you're conflicted about it. But I do get the sense like this, if this is either a man who is a provider that you're worried about conflict with this person and you've known them for a long time. Could be a father figure, but I'm getting more of like a peer kind of sense here, or like a partner. Otherwise, if this is your energy, I'm not really getting that this is your energy. I think this is a person. So this is either a person who wants to be with you, but they've got falling outs with their peer group, and they're afraid of how it's going to make you look, how it's going to look if they come towards you. Either that, or this is someone that you really need to maintain on good terms because they're the provider for you. But you know each other of old, like you know each other, how to push each other's buttons, and maybe there's a lot of bickering going on. The other thing is I am getting like one person really cares what they think, what's said about them, you know, how they're perceived, and one person might be kind of using that. But there's a lot of fear. It's somebody staying up late at night worried about this relationship. Now, this is interesting, guys. We got healing energy, and let me go ahead and read this. And again, these cards are fantastic. Okay, so here we go. Healing energy. Angels are enveloping you in healing energy at this time. They are swirling around you, filling your body, mind, and soul with a soothing and peaceful light. They are guiding you to receive this healing energy and allow your body time to return to its natural state of goodness. Healing is actually an energy that goes beyond the body. It's the return to a natural and good state. Healing angels are placing their hands upon you in any situations that may be concerning you at this time. Know that the miracles you are seeking are unfolding before your eyes. You are blessed to receive this card today because the energy it brings will mend any breakages, wounds, or emotionally raw situations that are troubling your heart. Oh, pile 3. Actually, after reading that, one other way I can read it is that you might be coming under fire, like you might be dealing with conflict, and what you need to do is you do need to retreat to people who have your back, like old, good friends, reliable friends. But I do think that you're still worried. But you are solid financially. But you know what? I do kind of get the sense like maybe this is about, one thing is that this might be coming about where you might feel like you're losing friendships because people think that you have more than they do. You know, I'm just curious. Okay, what's King of Queens about? King of Wands, the Chariot. Yeah, you're forging forward. You're accomplishing a lot. You're accomplishing a lot. And I wonder if people just are, yeah, you're really victorious. I don't know if you have people who, I'm seeing a lot of kings here, guys. We've got the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands. This could be business owners or father figures or uncles. Ace of Coins, yeah. there might be some kind of judgment. Like if you are a masculine watching this, you might have some pressure on you on what to do or how to invest, or honestly how to live your life, what to, what the next business career move is, or you might have a lot of people all up in your business telling you how to do things. The other thing I kind of get is that maybe you're just moving fast forward really fast, and you're afraid that you don't know who your friends are anymore, because you're getting success and people are like, maybe you're afraid people are talking about it, or feeling like competition, like, what I also kind of get here is that, how sometimes when all of your friends are, if your friends from work, and you have to compete with someone else for a position, or it becomes like not like friendship anymore. It becomes like that kind of, this is so interesting. We have 3 kings, so yeah, 3 of swords. Oh. Justice. I mean, yeah, this might be like a fairness issue. Like, this might be several leaders, or you might be dealing with other people in other departments, or but again, I feel like you have 2 lives. And it's the other thing I kind of get is that I feel like this week you've been really thinking about how you need to separate your lives also, because that's one other thing that can happen is, I said in pile 2, sometimes you can start off in the same position as someone, and you can grow together, side by side. You become the manager of one department, another person becomes the manager of their department, but then egos start to either clash, or the lines between business and friendship get crossed, and I just get the sense like you want business to be business, you want home to be home, you want your personal life to be separate. I keep getting Knight of Swords. Yeah, there might be something real vocal, like there's something that you want to speak out against. Yeah, the Hanged Man and the 2 of Wands. There's like a decision, a choice that needs to make, but right now you haven't been saying anything. Wow, that's really crazy. Not crazy in a weird way, but yeah, but definitely it talked about, I would go with that advice card. I think you're awake at night. You're awake at night. But try not to, I know it's easier said than done, but Wheel of Fortune again, all right, common denominator. I was just about to say Wheel of Fortune didn't come out on the 3rd deck, and that was, all right. But, yeah, guys, that's wild. But yeah, try not to worry about it. Try not to worry about what people will say, The other thing is that you might have come across, you might have said a few things off the cuff, and you're afraid how that's going to fall out, but just know your angels are surrounding you with healing energy this week. So, and again, with that 6 of Cups, try to surround yourself with people are your friends, like really, the people who know you. The people who know you and your heart of hearts, so. All right, so wow, guys, that was wild. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was a long one, but oh, well, I thank you so much for joining me, and again, I thank you for listening to my rant at the beginning of the video. I am feeling much better, and I'm grateful to have the time off to recoup and to get my energy centered again. It was really nice to spend time outside, and as you can see, in the next week, we still, the wheel is turning, and there's still a lot of changes coming, but it looks positive. I hope everybody has a really good week, and stay high vibe, and stay positive, and please, let's send out love. Let's send out love to the world, because goodness knows, everybody is struggling, and everybody needs it. So, but thanks again for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.